Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. So in today's tutorial, we're going to be recreating this top that you see on the screen, adding our own style to it. So if this is what you're interested in, then let's get started. So I have here with me my pattern paper and the fabric that I'm using. I'm using 1.5 yard of poly crepe, as you can see, stretchy on one side and not so stretchy on the other side. So this is what I'm using. I'm using 1.5 yards for it. And then here I have my pattern paper in a fold, as you can see. So we're going to start by taking our shoulder divided by 2, which is 8 inches for me, and I've marked that point. And I am marking my neck width of 3.5 inches. For the neck depth, I came down by 5 inches and I've marked that point. So next I'm going to come down from this point by 1/2 inch to form my shoulder slope. And from this point, I'm going to connect a straight line. Next, I'm equally going to connect a straight line. I'm just going to make a box here and roll down and just connect like this. So from this point, I'm going to take my shoulder to chest line, which is 9 inches. And I'm going to take from this point my shoulder to bust point, 11 inches. And my shoulder to my under bust point, 14 inches. My shoulder to my waist, which is 17 inches, and then to my hip length, which is 26 inches. And I'm going to rule a straight line across all of these points as you see me doing, and then label them accordingly. So afterwards, the next thing that we're going to do is to mark that 8-inch point that we marked on the shoulder line and the chest line as well, and then connect a straight line across this point. And then I'm going to get the midpoint of this line and then I'm going to mark. So you're going to get the midpoint and mark that midpoint. From that midpoint, you're going to come in by 1/2 inch and then mark. And afterwards, on your chest line, you're going to divide your bust circumference divided by 4. Whatever you get, you're going to mark it on the chest line. I got 9.5 inches for mine. So you're going to connect these 3 points together as I have done here. Next, I'm going to use my tracing wheel to trace what I've done here, everything to the back pattern, to the back side, so I can turn it over and then connect all of these lines at the back as well. So now that we're done with that, we're just going to turn it over like this, and then we're going to connect all of the lines that we have marked. We're going to connect them as you see me connecting. So just go ahead and do that. All right, so this is I'm just labeling them as well. So after we have done that, I've just turned it over again. So the next thing we're going to do is to go ahead and place all our body circumference measurements divided by 4. My under bust line, my under bust circumference divided by 4 plus 1/2 inch, plus 1 inch rather for the sewing allowance. And then I'm going to connect. Now we're not going to be adding any dots on this top here. So after I've connected like this, the next thing we're going to do is to trace these lines to the other side as well. And then we're going to turn it over as you see me do. We're going to turn it over like this and then connect back as well. So now that we're done, let's turn it over to this other side again. Okay. So, and then we're going to cut off the excess. As you see me cutting, just go ahead and then mop off all of the excess from your top like this. Now please make sure not to cut the front, because from here now we're going to create an asymmetric neckline that is going to be falling on this side. So you can decide to make it the other side if you want. Turn it to the other side if you want. So from that point, I came down by 1/2 inch. Okay, I just felt like it wasn't long enough. All right, so I just added 1/2 inch to what I had already marked earlier. So as you can see, the 1/2 inch line. So we're going to connect this to the other side of the neckline. Okay, just like this. And this is what we're trying to do. So we're going to open up this part. As you can see, just open it up like this. And this is it, guys. This is the neckline that we're trying to create. So this is how we're going to be cutting it on our fabric, and then we're going to cut a facing for it, right? So this is what we have here. So next, on this midpoint, of your center from the midpoint, we're going to mark 4.5 inches outwards. All right, we're going to mark 4.5 inches all the way up to the chest line, and then we're going to connect these lines together. Okay, so here I checked and I saw that the line was not straight, so this is me just straightening it out. All right, so now that we've done with this, next thing we're going to do is to determine where we're going to connect this line to come out from the armhole. All right, so you're going to place it here like this. Now I'm not taking a shoulder dart because I'm going to be adding plates to the shoulder area as well, so I'm not taking it to the shoulder. I'm just going to curve it out from here like this. You can take it from wherever you want, and then this is how we're going to cut. So we're going to make a plate here, so we're going to open up that part so that we can slash and spread. So this is what we have. So next thing we're going to do is on this line, on the hip line, we're going to come out by 1/2 inch on both sides of the dart leg, right? Come out by 1/2 inch and then connect it to your waistline, right? You're going to connect it. Now you can come out by 0.7 inch or even 1 inch if you want. It depends on how wide you want it to be. Next, on the hip point, I'm going to come up by 3 inches on this side, and then on this dart line here, I'm going to come up by 2 inches. All right, 2 inches, and then connect to the other side. Now on this side as well, I'm going to come up by 3 inches, and I'm going to mark that point. And afterwards, on this side, you're just going to connect a straight line to the hemline, as you can see. All right, so when I cut, I'm going to still add a little bit of fabric when I cut. So just follow up and you see how that turns out. So the next thing we're going to do is to cut open this part like this. We're going to cut it open, as you can see. That is what I wanted to do. And then we're just going to trim the rest of the pattern. So can you see how it is? So this is how we're going to place it. So this part is going to open up. So I'm not going to add any other allowance. Okay, so when I use my bias, I'm going to use my bias to turn. When I use my bias to turn by 1/2 inch, it's going to be more open. So that's why I didn't take 0.7 inch or 1/2 inch or 1 inch rather. So afterwards, we're just going to mark these points like this in no particular order. Just mark them so that we can cut them open and then slash and spread. All right, so that is what I am trying to do here. So afterwards, we're just going to cut them open. Please note that we're not going to cut them to the very end. Just cut and then leave a little bit hanging so it doesn't fall off. Okay, if it falls off, it's going to be a little bit difficult for you to assemble back together, especially if you're a beginner. So can you see? This is what we have here. So these are the front patterns. So I'm going to place them now on my fabric. We're going to place them on the fabric, and then, but before that, let's go ahead and open up the shoulder, all right? And then we're going to cut it as well, and then we can slash and spread and we place them on our fabric. So this is what we have for the front pattern. So let's place it on our fabric and then cut it out. Alright guys, so I went ahead to place this on my fabric off camera. As you can see, I've opened them up and the spacing is 2 inches. Alright, so I've opened it up by 2 inches. That is what I have done here. And then for the shoulder, just 1 inch. That is what I have done, and I've pinned them down like this. So we're going to go ahead now and cut them all open. Okay, so just go ahead and cut as you see me doing. Just go ahead and follow. Please don't be in a haste. Okay, so you don't go and cut the parts that you actually need. So on this side, I'm going to add 1/2 inch sewing allowance because we're going to be joining the other piece. And then you can see how I went down from that point. Okay, so next thing you're going to go ahead to cut out the rest of the excess. Now remember I said I was going to add a little bit on this part, so that is what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to mark. So I added like 1 inch, I think, and then it's, as you can see, and then I just cut it open. So this is what I wanted. So on this side as well, I added 1/2 inch. Okay, remember I said add 1/2 inch for the joining allowance. So this is what we have for the front pattern. Can you see? It's a very simple pattern and it's very easy to follow. So let's go ahead and draw the back. So this is the back. I've already done the basic part of camera. As you can see, the zipper allowance, I've marked the shoulder, the neck depth of 2.5 inches, and then all of that. So next I'm just marking the body circumference points. That's just as we did for the front. And for this I just decided to use the curved side of the roll to connect it, as you can see. So this is basically what we have for the back. It's very simple, and this is what we're working for the back. So I came in by 1/2 of an inch on the waistline to mark my zipper, to eliminate zipper bulge. All right, so that is what you're going to do. On the waist point, you mark 1/2 inch, connect it back to the neckline and then to the hemline as well, and cut off the excess. So can you see this pattern? It's very simple. It's just something that we've been doing all the time on this channel. So this is what we have here for the back pattern. Okay, so we're going to place this on our fabric as well and cut. So in our next tutorial, we're going to join all of them together. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next tutorial, guys. Bye.